Today I'm doing my most requested ever recipe, New Orleans style stuffed bell peppers. These are a hit at any holiday gathering or just because. We're going to start this off with putting a little olive oil in our pan, and we're going to use our very own trilogy. If you don't know what that is, that's onions, bell pepper, celery, and some garlic. That's the key to any New Orleans dish. I didn't have celery, but you get the point. This is where you would put it in. So we're going to saute our onions, bell pepper, and celery down until it starts to get a little bit tender. Then we're going to take our ground beef and add it to the pan. You can put your ground beef in there and go ahead and lightly season it on the outside. And then once that starts to brown a little bit, you go ahead and take that meat and flip it. And guess what? We're going to season it again on the other side. We're going to season it with some Cajun seasoning, a little onion powder, and garlic powder. And then you're going to let that brown and chop up the meat. Mix it in with your onions, bell pepper, and garlic so that that ground meat can be really seasoned. Let that brown. Once that starts to brown and you can see the color changing, we're going to push it to the side and drain that fat. Yes, we're going to take the fat off our ground meat because we don't want to have that extra fat in our dish. So you're going to push it to the side, get a large spoon, tilt the pan over, and drain out all of that fat. So the only thing that you have left is the ground meat. Once that ground meat is brown, then you take your fresh crab meat. I'm going to use the full 8-ounce container of the crab meat and put that in there. We're not really trying to brown the crab meat because crab meat is pretty much already cooked. I actually like to have my crab meat be more shredded with the ground meat. So once we've mixed in the crab meat and the ground meat, you go ahead and add in your shrimp. You can pre-season the shrimp before adding to it. You can season them once they get into the pot. You just want to season those shrimp a little bit. And then we're going to mix it up with our crab meat and ground meat until it starts to brown. The shrimp will get pink. And this is the part where we will go ahead and add in our tablespoon of liquid crab ball. This is going to give you that authentic New Orleans spice and flavor that it's pretty much just unmatched. This is going to be the key to giving you that really good stuffed bell pepper. So once that's brown and your shrimp start to turn pink, you're going to take your breadcrumbs and sprinkle them generously into your mixture. First, we're going to start off with sprinkling about 1 cup of breadcrumbs in there. Mix that up really good to where the breadcrumbs are covering your shrimp and ground meat mixture. And then we're going to have some water, and I like to add small amounts of water. First, we're going to add in 1/4 cup of water and mix it into our mixture. I'm mixing it until this starts to become more like a stuffing. You can feel your ground meat adhering to your crab meat and your shrimp sticking to all that also. So we're going to have a nice thick mixture that looks almost like a cornbread dressing without the cornbread. It's actually just breadcrumbs. So you can go back and forth and you can add more water and more breadcrumbs until you get it to the desired mixture. You can see that I have set this to the side and it started to cool and it changed color a little bit. It's nice and thick, looks almost like a dressing. And I'm going to put that on the side and I'm going to let it cool, and now I'm going to cut my bell peppers. Please excuse my son playing with this pointer. I think he thought it was a game. But first I'm going to cut those bell peppers in half. Then I'm going to core them and take out all of the seeds. And then you wash them really good to get all the excess residue off of the bell pepper. So that's what I would do if it's a small bell pepper. If it's a large bell pepper, we will quarter it. That means we're going to cut it into fourths because that bell pepper will be more than enough. So pretty much we're going to cut it in half and then cut it in half again, and that's how you will get your quarter. I actually do it long ways and do the same steps as in coring out the seeds and also the stem. And you're going to clean your bell pepper once you remove the stem, to make sure you get it really clean and get all the excess dirt off of your bell pepper so you can continue to stuff it. So once you have your clean and seeded bell peppers, we're going to take a large heaping of the stuffing and gently press it into the casing of the freshly cut bell pepper. You want to stuff it to where it all goes in, but you have a nice round edge on top of the bell pepper. Not flowing over, but still inside the bell pepper, but rounded on top of it. And once you've stuffed those peppers, you go ahead and you place them on a pan. Sprinkle them generously with a little bit of breadcrumbs on top. Place about 1/4 cup of water at the bottom of the pan, just so that it will help your peppers become really tender when you bake them in the oven. And if you have a lot of stuffing left over and you don't have enough peppers, just save that stuffing and put it to the side for another day. Or if you have peppers that are already encased and you're not going to eat them all, you can also stuff those peppers and freeze them also to take out for another dish. And there you have it. Just bake those peppers for about 30 minutes until your bell pepper becomes soft, and we have stuffed bell peppers that are amazing. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel for more great videos.